Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel, The United Road. Welcome to another watch along of a UEFA Nations League game. Yes, either it's transfers, either it's UEFA Nations League, and after this weekend, I think it's just going to be transfers because the holidays for the players will start. So, just sharing the link, don't mind. So, getting back to your team is out. As I always say, my stream starts a bit slow. Once people are out here, we will be talking about the game, the team news, and everything that comes through the game. So, till that time, just waiting. In the meanwhile, hello Sukhibai, welcome to the stream. All good, you say. Expectations are really high from this game, but whenever I have expectations from any game, they always disappoint. So, England versus Italy, chance of revenge for England and Italy to increase the pain on England. So you it's going to be a good game. Both teams not in the best of the forms. We'll be sharing screen about the team news. So this is the team news. Surprising, definitely, definitely surprising. All right. So this is the team news. Hey Messi, welcome to the stream. This is the team news. I will just make sure that I am zooming it in. All right. So this is the team news. Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale as the goalkeeper. Hello, bro. Welcome to the stream. All right. Starting with the English team news first. Back four. Yes, they have gone with back four. Tomori and Maguire as the centre back pairing. As I said, a lot of surprises for this game. Reece James, right back. Trippier, left back. Then we have James Ward-Prowse and Declan Rice in the middle of the park. Sterling is the captain for tonight. Then they have Grealish, Mason Mount, and Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham. सुखी भाई वी विल बी टॉकिंग अबाउट यूनाइटेड एक बार टीम न्यूज की बात कर लेते हैं अबाउट द स्ट्रीम इंग्लैंड वर्सेस इटली देन वी विल गेट इनटू यूनाइटेड एंड अदर न्यूज एज वेल on the other hand Italian news Donnarumma is the captain they have Di Marco Di Lorenzo Federico Gatti that's a new name a lot of football fans are not aware of it Acerbi is there then in the midfield Tonali Locatelli and Fratesi and then they have Pellegrini Scamacca United, can definitely keep an eye on this guy. And then they have Pasina. So this is the team news. A lot of changes from both the sides. Lot of changes from both the sides. So let's see where it ends up eventually. But as I have said that before, I will say it again. England to get the job done tonight. I think they have just enough. I think they have just enough to get the job done tonight. In the meanwhile, as I said, we have still 15 minutes to go before the game starts. We will be talking about United. We will be talking about since there was not a lot of news regarding anything related to United. That's why I didn't do a transfer stream. I will be back with a transfer stream for tomorrow for sure. United news so far is still the same. Still the same. There is nothing confirmed, but we are closing in on Frankie de Jong as we talked about it yesterday. And that's how it's going to be. Till the time we are not announcing Frankie de Jong, I think it's gonna be revolving around Frankie de Jong. So let's see how that goes. We are getting active, not sure about it, to be very honest. Not sure about it. How much active we are, it will be decided by how many signings we get before the preseason. As I have said, preseason is very, very important. Preseason is something that's going to determine our fate. Simple as that. All right. So how we manage those signings before the preseason is going to be a huge, huge thing. Simple. I have said that before, I will say it again. If our players are not up to the mark from game one, it's going to be very, very difficult. Hello, Mandeep bhai, welcome to the stream. Absolutely pumped up after Indian victory. That game had everything. Everything. You know, a goal, a late goal from us. I thought that was enough. Conceding just 2 minutes later, and then still the roar of the fans inside the stadium, the Kolkata crowd, they were absolutely on fire, and we got the win. That was absolutely huge. And after the game, bit of fight between the players, and emotions were running high. I was expecting it. So it was simply fantastic game. In simple words, it was a simply fantastic game. Hello, Ayush bhai. Manchester had submitted bid for Neves. No, and we won't submit bid for Neves. I don't think we are linked with Neves. Phoenix, why we have so many, on this stream, on even on my Twitter, there are so many people from Kolkata. So it's always amazing to talk about football. You know, so it's absolutely brilliant. Whether it's Indian football, whether it's European football, the knowledge of the leagues and everything is just too good. So it's absolutely brilliant to engage in conversations with them, and it's amazing. I have said that before. I will say it again. And it goes without saying. Everyone knows it. Kolkata is the home of Indian football, and that goes without saying. Those fans in the stadium, and you can look at the expressions on the players' faces and how much it meant to them that they got the win. And so, are you Italy or England? I'm definitely Italy. Definitely Italy. I am hoping for a good game, but I just want the Italians to nick it. Did you like the Puma jersey? Indian jersey in the recent past is way better, than what it used to be. I still want, even when we are playing, I want the shirt, the names of the players at the back. Would easily swap a midfield. Anyone will do that. That's a no-brainer. But Neves for 60 million, 70 million, if that's the price, don't want him. If it's around 40, 45 million, then definitely. I don't want. Ayush, why do we need to spend 60 million on Rafinha? Why do we need to spend 60 million on Rafinha? Just tell me. Calvin Phillips' entire family, Leeds United fans, you know, there would have been a chance if they would have got relegated, but they are in the Premier League, so it's not gonna happen. Why do we need to spend 60 million on Rafinha? Just tell me. If you have your point of view, we are here for discussion. So why 60 million to be spent on Rafinha? Phoenix says, I am Italy, I don't like England. Many people don't like them, many people love them. So I used to say 2-2 game draw my prediction. Guys, whatever your predictions are, put it up. Put it up. Feeling bad for Mata. I don't feel bad for him. I think he will be back in the club in a different role. I think this was the time to let him go, and we have made the right decision. Will be signed to midfielder. Very, very difficult. Sukhibhai, very, very difficult. Aditya says 2-1 to England. All right, Aditya bhai. Ayush. Rafinha, obviously, bhai. Rafinha's price is 60 million. Phoenix has 1-1 draw. 2-1 says Tevai. I think England is taking it 2-1. I would have loved to see Italy winning it, but the players they have at this point of time, I think England, with the firepower they have, I think they will get the win. Yeah, I can understand. See, a lot of United fans have soft corner for England. That's totally fine. But when you look at this England team, it's just Maguire. Obviously, Sancho and Rashford is out. In the previous years, there were so many players from, and that's the reason so many United fans went after England. They have Rooney, Beckham, Scholes, you know, Neville, so many players before, so many players. No, I expect 60 million, not a single penny less, not a single penny less. So they want 60 million for Rafinha, and even at 45 million, Rafinha makes no sense. Even at 45 million, Rafinha makes no sense because anyone we are looking at this point of time, they will be all right. They will be a backup. Seriously, I like the lineup. I like the lineup they have gone with. It's definitely a bit more attacking, so I like the look of it. And when you look at the points table, Italy on top with all right 4 points, Hungary with three, Germany with two, England with one. Germany and Hungary, they are playing against each other. My second stream will be on right beneath, so I will be keeping an eye on that game as well. Germany, obviously, I love Germany. And in the meanwhile, the game is being played in Molineux Stadium and it is absolutely empty. Yeah, like I can see few thousand fans, but majority of the stadium is empty. I have a feeling that Harry Maguire is going to score a heading goal in this match. I won't be surprised. When you look at the defenders at this point of time, with Italy without Bonucci and Chiellini, England can definitely hurt them with their set pieces. Ward Prowse, the player to be looked at. All right, so the fans we are looking at, I have no idea whether they are facing a ban. Oh, all right, England are facing a ban because of their conduct with Hungary, and that's why only the kids are out there. That's why only the kids are out there. All right, great to see Ramsdale, Phoenix says. Aisha, where have you heard it? I have not heard it from anyone else. I have not heard it from anyone else that our that United is in contact with Anthony. It's nowhere. Portugal will always have a chance. I have said that before. I will say it again that Portugal is a really good team. Portugal is a really good team. If they can keep their players fit, they will be definitely my top three contenders for the World Cup as well. When you look at England's bench tonight, it's absolutely brilliant. Italians might win for a hammering if they're not playing to the best of their capabilities. So let's see how that goes. Portugal and Netherlands are looking favorites to win tournament in my opinion. For me, definitely Portugal is there. Netherlands is there. You know, England have started badly, but if they can get this somehow, if they can progress, they will have a chance. Otherwise, if they don't get a positive result today, they are done. Germany match is also there. Yes, Phoenix. As I said, the German game I will be watching on the phone just beneath. And England is the first team coming out of the tunnel into the stadium, onto the pitch, led by Sterling, followed by Ramsdale, Maguire, Trippier. Tomori, and now it's the Italians. Their midfield looked really, really good with Tonali and Locatelli, but overall, I don't think they have enough to get past England. But yeah, hoping for a good game. Hoping for a good game. The game will be starting in 5 minutes. Game will be starting in 5 minutes. As you can see, the team news is out there. I will repeat it again. It's Ramsdale, Reece James, Tomori, Maguire, Trippier, James Ward-Prowse, Declan Rice, Raheem Sterling, Mason Mount, Jack Grealish, Tammy Abraham. Then with the Italians, it's Donnarumma, Di Marco, Acerbi, Gatti, Di Lorenzo. Then they have Tonali, Locatelli, and Fratesi. And then they have Lorenzo Pellegrini, Scamacca, and Matteo Pessina. On the bench, the England bench looks absolutely brilliant, with Bowen, Harry Kane, Calvin Phillips, Saka. In the meanwhile, on the Italian bench, they have Politano, Raspadori, you know, Flore- Florenzi is there, Calabria is there, but attacking wise, Barella is there. They don't have a lot of attacking talents out there. So let's see how this match pans out for them. Scamacca, definitely the one to keep an eye on if you are a United fan. See, Maguire, I won't say he will be as good as Diaz and Silva, but even if he can hold his own, like he did for the first two seasons, he was not bad. He was good. He was not great either, but he was good. If he can hold that, that would be a win for United as well. I don't know what's going on with France. I think they are trying and testing which players to take to the World Cup. They are basically playing two squads in certain games. So that's the reason I think they are struggling, because the new players who are coming in, they have not played together for a longer period of time. So that's why they are, they're struggling a bit. Hello Pranjal bhai, welcome to the stream. Do like and subscribe, guys. Listen to Pranjal. Pranjal bhai, I don't know why your comment was not shown. It was a decent comment, nothing in it. So all right, the English anthem is playing on now. Gonna keep an eye on Grealish, what he does. As I said, England has gone with her attacking mindset. You know, that's why I don't play football. So these are the two young teams. First 11 average 26 for England, 25, and almost half for Italy. We can definitely use the term transition for Italy. They are bringing in new players. Their old guns are going out. So thanks a lot, Shambhavi, for the super sticker. And as I said, I really feel that England will win this game, but let's see. Two young teams, two teams who has done a lot of changes coming from the last game. So let's see whether it works for them, whether it backfires for them. There are certain players on which I'm definitely going to keep my eye on. As I said, Skamaka is one guy from United perspective as a striker, definitely going to keep an eye on. In the other game, in the Hungary versus Germany game, I will tell you the team news for Germany. It's Kehrer, Sule, and Schlotterbeck as the centre backs. Then they have Hoffman and Rom on the full wing backs position. They have Goretzka and Kimmich, and then they have Havertz, Warner, and Musiala. So they have dropped Muller for this game, and they also have dropped Klosterman for this game. So let's see. Regardless of it, with the players to come from bench, I expect Germany to get the win. But our focus will be on Italy versus Sorry, England versus Italy. England is the home team. Yes. And as I said, both teams basically playing the same formation. One is with 4-3-3, one is with 4-2-3-1. I don't want Anthony. I would I would have gone with Anthony only if we had all our bases covered. We need a centre back, we need a CDM. We don't have to spend 60 million on Anthony. I like the 2021-22 season jersey better, but yeah, this season, this time the logo is really really good. He has retired. He has retired. He won't play the World Cup, I expect. All right, the kickoff, and we are ready to go. It's England with the ball and given straight back to Italy. So many new names. So going with the jersey numbers, Ward-Prowse, Grealish, and he has lost it, and they have got the ball just back. And now Sterling. I'm willing to say how Sterling performs. I'm willing to say how Sterling performs. He's been given the captaincy, so waiting to see how he performs, and especially against the two Italian defenders. Acerbi, not many caps under him, and then you have his partner. When you look at his partner Gatti, I think it might be his first or second game. The third kit is the worst. Away kit still fine. I like the collar. I like the logo. It's from the yesterday, so it's fine. In the meanwhile, England with the ball, 1.5 minutes on the clock, and it's Mason Mount on the attack, but well covered by Tonali. And now he has slipped, but still keeping the ball. Tonali, and he has got the ball back. If Italy has to get anything out of the match, they need to score the first goal. Pacina. Oh, what a miss by Fratesi. Should have been 1-0 Italy. Should have been 1-0 Italy. For me, France will definite favorites. France will be definite favorites. Even though they are going through. So, let's see. Celia, when it comes to England, the entitlement of their certain section of fans, not all, certain section of fans, that they are the best team, and you know for them everyone is beneath them. I don't like that attitude. As I said, for many United fans, it's soft corner for England. But then when you look at the media and the way they put overdo their players, overhype their players, it's not something I'm you know admirer of, and that's why I don't like it. Even in this team, regardless of the talent they have, the mentality I think is lacking. In the meanwhile, it's the first free kick for England. Tammy Abraham has been fouled. Racism, if you look at racism, the Italians are more racist. Hungarians are more racist. Czech Republic, these countries are the most racist. So, Ward Prowse on the first free kick for England. Maguire, always. All right. We also have Trippier. So, Ward Prowse with the free kick, and it's just a bit overhead. But now Grealish has come up with it. And first shot on target by Mason Mount, easily collected by Donnarumma. What a chance for England and what a miss. Angela, 2022 predictions. 2022 predictions. The way the teams are shaping up at this point of time, it's very, very difficult. It's very, very difficult to say. But for me, Portugal and France remain the favorites. For me, Portugal and France remain the favorites. So let's see. As I said, too early to say. Many teams are still trying. Many teams are still trying to get everything together. France, as I said, they are basically trying two teams. All right. So Celia is saying Wales has scored. They are playing against which team? I will have to see. I have no idea who Wales are up against tonight. As I said, I will be keeping an eye on two teams. Wales against Belgium. All right. So the Belgium, the Belgians can definitely hit back. Empadu with the goal. Empadu with the goal. They are up against Belgium. All right. Wales scored. They are up again. In the other two games, it's 0-0. The Germany game as well as the Italy game. But Italy, I would say, had the best chance to score. And they should have scored. Fratesi, what a miss. Might regret it later. Now it will be Lorenzo. That's a totally different thing. That's the bias that's always there. Mane has been chosen over Son. Son was not even nominated. So I think it's just pure, as you said, bias, pure bias. In the All right, so no goal in the other game. In the other game, Hungary has scored. Germany is down. Hungary has scored against Germany. Now it is also disallowed. This is also disallowed. That's what I said. Phoenix. He was not even nominated. Celia says War Wales no goal. All right. Keeping an eye on the Germany game. The Hungarians. And it's a goal. It's a goal in the Hungary game. Hungary has scored against Germany. Germany are rattled at this point of time. And it's an absolutely mind-boggling goal. They are, it's not all right. That's a brilliant finish. What do you think about some? Ankit bhai, he has potential, and that's why one of the reasons I'm watching the Italy game. I want to see what he can do. Hungry goal was Ulala. Really, I think it was brilliant, but whether it's going to stay or not, to be seen. In the meanwhile, Tammy Abraham in this game had a brilliant chance. We are still waiting. All right, it's the goal. The goal is given. The goal is given. It's 1-0. It's 1-0 in the first game. Which, in the meanwhile, what a chance for. First, it was Mason Mount. He hit the post, and then it was Tammy Abraham. He should have scored. Kamaka, we will have to watch a bit more of him. Ankit bhai, To know what caliber that he possesses, he is definitely someone to keep an eye on and can fit the bill of a striker. So let's see how that goes. 9.5 minutes on the clock. It's 1-0 in the second game, which is which is Germany. Sorry, Germany versus Hungary. Hungarians are leading at home. Hungarians are leading at home, and that was a great goal. In the meanwhile, coming back to this game, on the 10th minute mark, Italy so far has done well, and it's Germany who has hit back straight away. The Germans has hit back straight away. It's 1-1. They have hit back straight away. Now I feel like I should have gone with the Germany versus Hungary game, but yeah, Hoffman again. In the first 9 minutes, we have two goals in the second game. In this game, almost on the 11th minute mark, Italy with a great chance, they couldn't do it. It's a brilliant start. It's a brilliant game. As England are facing a bit of trouble. England are definitely facing a bit of trouble. As I said, the game's best chance has come for Italy, you know. And after that, it was Mason Mount who hit the post. Harry Maguire to Ward Prowse, back to Ramsdale. That Italians are pressing a bit high. I mean, this is good to see. Hello, Mitwa. Welcome to the stream. Italians are pressing high, and England so far is not able to play the game they wanted to play. Himit bhai, he will be our player. He will be our player, as I said. But after the Nations League, nothing is going to progress till the Nations League is going on. Grealish with the ball, and Sterling, he has misplaced the pass, and it's quickly. And now they have lost the ball, and it's with Ward Prowse. Ward Prowse has given it to Mason Mount. He is everywhere. Mason Mount is everywhere. Now it's Ward Prowse. Now it's Grealish. Ankit, I am really, really happy that neither Sancho or neither Rashford is in the team. They need to recover, and I want them to play for United. I don't care what they are doing for England, honestly speaking. You know what I'm saying? I think Italy will win just. Let's see how that goes. In the meanwhile, Grealish is on the ball, 13th minute on the clock, and he has misplaced the pass. And it's a good run. But now he has lost the ball. But somehow keeping it in. Somehow keeping it in. So Lorenzo Pellegrini, the number 10. Di Lorenzo, Di Marco. So they have good fullbacks who will put the English fullbacks in the trouble throughout the game. And that's a clear foul by Declan Rice. I am watching both the games, Phoenix. I'm watching both the games. It's 1-1 in the Germany game. It's 0-0 in this game. Frantic start in the Germany game. A bit subdued start in this game. No one cares about what the tab says, Himit bhai. Everyone wants to get the clicks. Everyone wants to get the views. Don't believe till it's coming from Onstein or Romano or Howard Nurse or Lottie Whitehall. These 4 5 guys. Don't trust it. Ankit for a Villa team, he was good just because he doesn't, you know, play with his shin pads on and has got a great style doesn't make him a world class footballer. Simple as that. 15 minutes gone, guys. 0-0. In the meanwhile, Declan Rice, and he has lost the ball, but it was deflected out. How things change within a year. You win the European Championship last season and sorry, last year, and now you're not even in the World Cup. And you are looking at a totally different Italian team at this point of time. Totally different. Maguire, Sterling. Sterling looks so static at times. You know, now Grealish with the ball. Declan Rice, James to Sterling. Sterling back to James. Tonali and Locatelli. I think this is a midfield duo for Italy for the next 10 years, you can say. 8 to 10 years. Locatelli and Tonali. Sterling. And that's a corner for England. Well defended. Absolutely. Celia, they are facing a ban. They are facing a ban. That's why it's so empty. They had a face off against, the Hungary fans, and that's why they both were banned. They both were banned. So only kids are allowed. Only kids are allowed. In the meanwhile, James Ward-Prowse with his corner. Rice with a brilliant flick, but that was just it. Just went over the bar. Just went over the bar. Very, very sluggy defending by the Italians. Absolutely not marking Declan Rice in the box, and he is a good header of the ball. He is a very good header of the ball. And now the ball has gone straight back to England. So as I said, they had their chance, they didn't take it. They could have been down after Mason Mount hit the post, but looks like more of England now. Looks like more of England now. Fernandez, De Jong, Donny. That would be absolutely fantastic. Grealish, 18 minutes on the clock. Nothing is coming for England when it comes to Sterling's wing. He's so static. So static. That was a good try by Mount, trying to caught Donnarumma off guard, but through by James Ward-Prowse. Certain kind of players fits in certain teams. Grealish was good for Aston Villa. James Ward-Prowse is good for Southampton. Is he going to play for United, Chelsea, Liverpool, City? No. Same with Grealish. How many games has he played? And when you look at his role, in the upcoming seasons, I don't think it's going to be changing massively. You know, so they have spent 100 million. They have to justify that. So let's see what Grealish can come up with. But Ward Prowse, you know, that's his level. Grealish is hopeless. So is Sterling. The moment Grealish gets the ball, the only thing he's looking to do is to get a foul somehow, nothing else. So, Kibai, I am a bit surprised, just like you, and I think other fans are surprised as well. You know, other fans are surprised as well, and we all know why. We all know why because earlier there used to be so many leaks, and now all of a sudden everything is so quiet. So tight-lipped. Ankit by JWP snapped his Beckham. That's we have talked about before. That so far looks like there is no leak, but let's see whether we can hold it on for the entire window. I think Bailey was there leaking things. Before that, it was Lukaku. I don't know whether Lingard was there or not. Lee Grant, definitely the biggest one who used to leak almost everything. So thank God these clowns are out of the club. The moment we get a bid for Eric Bailey, he will be out as well. Tinzebe promised a lot earlier, but he never got to that level. And this game is absolutely boring. As I said, I expected things, but see, if it was anyone else, I would have laughed it off, Ankit Bhai. But we have seen Klopp has the tendency to make a player better and to make him perform according to his needs. So obviously, I'm a bit worried. 100 million, obviously, a lot of price, but under Jurgen Klopp, if it was any other manager, I would have been like, he might succeed, he might fail, but under Jurgen Klopp, he will be a scary prospect. That's for sure. Whether he is going to score 25 goals, 20 plus goals, I don't know. He might be, he might not be, but under Jurgen Klopp, I will definitely fear, Darwin Nunez. It's good to see the aggression from the Germans, Celia, because in the recent times they have done absolutely nothing. You know, and when I say absolutely nothing, when you look at their midfield, that's the only good thing they have. And the goalkeeper. When you look at the defense, it's absolutely shambles. They don't know which player to play in the defense. Then in the attack, they have good players, but then they don't have a striker who can get them 10, 15 goals. So Germany is in trouble. And when I say in trouble is because I don't see any particular striker coming into the system as well. You know, so that's making me a bit worried. Yeah, for yeah, Rangnick, for British media, Rangnick is a failure, and Gareth Southgate deserves the knighthood. So let's just not talk about English media. You know, they are the worst. They are the worst. As I said, Ankit bhai, when you have a clause and when teams are needy, when you don't have lot of strikers in the market, you know, Vlahovic already snapped by Juventus. Then you had Haaland taken away by City. So teams look at the options, and at this point of time, Nunez was definitely the go-to guy. As you said, 100 million definitely it's a lot of money. But under Jurgen Klopp, I think he might just succeed. In the meanwhile, Italy, what a save by Ramsdale! Should have been should have been the goal. I think it was Tonali. He hit it absolutely perfectly and saved by Ramsdale somehow. And now it's a foul given against Italy. And that's a yellow card on Locatelli. That was a bad foul on Mason Mount. But Italy should have been ahead. Italy should have been ahead. This was Tonali should have been scoring this. So far. And that's Locatelli who's been given a yellow card for a foul on Mason Mount. See, Maguire struggles the moment it's back four. When it's back five, Maguire is a totally different player. In the back four, now with Tomori, he is looking like the weak link, which is not a good sign. In the meanwhile, Ward-Prowse with another free kick. As I said, this match is making me sleep. I have not seen a single run by Grealish. Always trying for the side passes. Maguire still up front. Oh my goodness. Now he is back to his position almost 2 minutes after the initial play. It was Rice who was covering for him as a centre back. 26 and a half minutes on the clock is 0-0 in this game. Sterling and Grealish. Both are nowhere to be seen. I cannot speak for Southgate. His decisions are absolutely shambolic. That's the reason they are not winning anything. I don't care if Maguire plays for England or not. I don't care. As I said, Nations League this time teams are trying and test their combinations before the World Cup. It is seriously a game that will make anyone sleep. 28 minutes on the clock, and that's a good run by Reece James, and that was a poke, more than a shot, a poke by Grealish, and it was well blocked, not even a shot on target. This was a good move. Reece James involved in it. Imagine trying to poke when you have a goal at your mercy. And that's a really bad foul, and that's a yellow card for Grealish. Dhruv, international football is totally different, and when it comes to Premier League, it's totally different. For me, I don't see him making it with United. I think at this point of time, he's very well suited for Eredivisie or Bundesliga. I think he can make his name out there. So if we have to loan him, because next season he's not going to play. We all know it. We all know that. If we want to loan him, loan to a club where his attacking potential could be used. And that's a foul, this time by Sterling. Pellegrini with some direct running, given the number 10 for Italy. Kamaka is nowhere to be seen, and that's not his fault. That's not his fault. Nothing is reaching him. He's trying to, take at least one center back with him all the time, but people are not making the runs around him. Oof. Sorry guys, but this game is boring. Abraham, 31st minute on the clock, and the game is again slowed down. The Italians so far have defended, better than I expected. Even after having a new pairing, they have defended well. In the meanwhile, they keep on losing the balls in the midfield. The English players, and now Grealish going one on one against Lorenzo. Lorenzo winning the ball back. I think the overall quality, Ankit bhai, of this game is not that I expected. You know, especially from England, who needs a positive result. Hmm. It's late night. It's 12:45 in India, but it's Sunday tomorrow, and still I feel like just switching this TV off because they are playing such a dull game. Grealish is more concerned about his hair and getting fouls than making the runs and trying to get others into the game. On the other hand side is just Reece James who's getting the ball trying to get Sterling into the game, but it's not happening. Sterling is just playing hopeless balls. Just playing hopeless balls. Acerbi and Gatti has done well so far. Ball with Donnarumma. Yes, Amit, bhai, it's played in Molineux. Thirty-two and a half minutes on the clock. Maguire has been. Oh, I thought he was hit on the face. Skamaka. Oh, just that was a foul by Skamaka. Kane dug his own grave. Ankit bhai, when it comes to all right, he will be forever a legend for Spurs, but he decided to sign a huge contract, and that's a good tackle back. That's a good tackle. And now Italy on the attack. Tonali is making some really good runs, and his ball distribution is absolutely fantastic. Now it's with Locatelli, and he has no one to pass the ball to. Everyone is just so static. No one is making the run. ऐसे गेम्स में डिफेंडर्स पे पंच लेना इज मच मोर पॉजिटिव, अनुज भाई, because now that's a foul by Gatti. You know, it's one thing asking for a crazy amount, and one thing sticking to it and not letting the player go. He had, you know, they offered him, I guess, a 10-year deal or a 8-year deal for 80 million. There was something like that in the news, and Rice rejected it. He knows he's not going to win a single trophy with West Ham. He wanted a move, and they are not letting him move. So this might turn out to be one of the cases where he might be a free agent wherever he is, because no one is going to pay the amount that West Ham is looking for. I think max, even if someone is out of their mind, max they would pay is 100 million for Declan Rice. It was a good defender. भाई मेरा खुद का ही प्लान है अनुज भाई, बट अगर कुछ भी उस तरीके से if you wanna ask, there have I know certain people who have gone to Old Trafford, so I will ask him and I will let you know. Meanwhile, Italy is recovering the ball well. Italy is recovering the ball well, even though the runs of Tonali is not being matched by other players. He is absolutely fantastic in the middle of the park. Tonali and Locatelli, and now Locatelli has given it away. Tomori with the ball now. This could have been a good attack. England with almost 60% of the possession, which was expected. Trippier to James Ward-Prowse. That's just a waste of a ball. And now Italy. And now it's Pessina. And now it's Samaka. So far, he has not looked in that rhythm. That rhythm is missing. He has somehow got the hold of the ball, but that. Hello, Alison. Welcome to the stream. I have heard it's great. I have not watched it, but hopefully, I will watch it soon. But if you're not watching the game, I think it was good because the game is absolutely boring. 30 and 38 and a half minutes on the clock, and it's very boring, very very boring. It's Locatelli to Donnarumma. Donnarumma, Gatti, and now Kamaka with another foul. This time on Tomori. So he has now fouled both the defenders. He has barely get anything going in this game. Even when the long ball is going his way, he is not able to control. or is very well defended by the other players. Yes, Alison, I have heard. I have heard that the film is absolutely brilliant. Now it's Mason Mount. Grealish back to Mason Mount, and that's a good shot, but straight to Donnarumma. Good power in it, but straight to Donnarumma. Shot on target, but that's just straight. Italy is struggling for synchronization in the middle of the park. Apart from Tonali and Locatelli, the fullbacks they are not on the same page. Skamaka barely in the game. So far they have defended well, but attacking threat. You know, you can say they have the best chances. They should have been up. Uh, that was a really really good touch. And now Italy on attack again. 41st minute on the clock. Somehow, something out of nothing was created by Italy. But Skamaka, as I said, he's not looking at his game tonight. Over the bar. He controlled it well, but put it up over the bar. Rashford is not going anywhere. That Spurs news is total delusion. Alisson, he is not going anywhere, and I see Rashford with 15 goals next season. You know, Hadi, even if they would have qualified, they would have not won it. I am still gonna say they won the European Championship somehow. You know, at times they didn't look convincing, but yeah, they got the job done. Kudos to them. But now they are in proper transition. You can say they are in proper transition. Gatti with a really really good block, and now ball again back with Italy. Skamaka with a good touch, but then outnumbered by the English defense. As Marco. हेलो अनीश भाई वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम नहीं नहीं भाई इतना इतना जज्बाती नहीं होना अंकित भाई he will be back in form. I have absolutely no doubt. Allison, but if he's not performing, he will be done. He will be sold. Simple as that. There is absolutely no doubt that if Rashford performs that way we are expecting him to perform next season, he stays. Otherwise, he will be benched or sold. We have seen that Eric Ten Hag can be very, very ruthless. De Gea should not even be considered. Better fit should not even be considered. That's just me. Never been a captain, never been a leader. If we are thinking of giving an armband to him, God bless our team next season. And even the thing is, Barca is desperate. All right, Barca is desperate for a striker of his caliber, and we need a striker who can complement Ronaldo. If Lewandowski is here, obviously he's not going to sit back on the bench. It's just gonna create chaos. What a save by Ramsdale again. Out of the blue, Pasina with a brilliant shot and Ramsdale with a world class save. It was deflected, and Ramsdale acting ever so quickly to keep the score 0-0. Hopefully, Ankit bhai, they understand the way, you know, they feel the same way that the fans feel and go for it. Italy retains the ball. Halftime is very, very close. 20 seconds, and Abraham helping his defense out. And it's halftime, guys. No extra time. That's a heroic block, and that's a brilliant save again. First it was Tomori, and then Ramsdale again. So no extra time. It was a collision of two English players among themselves. Anish bhai, we can get a aged striker, but not many are available. First of all, second of all, Lewandowski to settle on bench. He is not gonna settle on bench. On Barcelona, in Barcelona, he is going to start majority of the games. You know, but with United and Ronaldo up there, it's not gonna be easy for him. Ramsdale so far has done terrific. Ankit bhai. In the other game, it still remained 1-1. DJ will make it. Can't wait. It's FDJ, Allison. If you say if you say DJ, then you have Daniel James. It's Frankie Dion. So FDJ is how he's spelled. And it's why lot of teams are going through a transition. And German transition is going to be a bit long because they don't have a striker, and I don't see anyone coming through. Even in defense, aging defense, and not a good one. All right, Allison. So the halftime break is here. Somehow, hopefully, I can get out of this. I won't mind. Ankit bhai, I won't mind. For 7 to 10 million, he can be the guy who, you can utilize in certain games. Energy pace is still there. So there are some additions you need to make at times, but I don't think he is coming to United. So exactly, Anish bhai. Hari bhai, England is not overrated. The talent they have is world class. There should not be any debate or discussion about it. The talent they have is absolute world class. The manager is a totally different story. Until you don't get a manager who can get the best out of the players you have, you are not going to win anything. And that's the case with England. That's the case with England. They have a manager who has not won anything in his career. And under him is the golden generation of England. You look at every position and they have good depth. I won't say they have 11 world class players on the pitch all the time. Anish bhai, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think someone like Wenger or Joachim Law, someone like Wenger or Joachim Law. Maguire, everyone knows that he's a good player. If someone thinks he is great, then definitely he needs to, watch him a bit more often. So, all right, guys, the second half will be starting in 7 to 8 minutes. We are talking about United and England versus Italy, also Hungary versus Germany. It's 1-all. It was a frantic start in that game, two goals in just 9 minutes, and definitely a better game. Definitely a better game than what we are watching. Italy versus England versus Italy. In the other game, Netherlands are down against Poland. Matty Cash with a goal for Poland, and Netherlands are down. They are playing Timber as a centre back, Stephen De Vrij and Ake. Then they have Dumfries and Blind, Bergwijn and Memphis as their strikers, and then they have Berghaus, Klaassen, and Frankie de Jong. Which club and country would be best suited to Ole's style of football? Ole's style is fine, but then if he is not improving, he never had plan B. He never had a plan B, and that what his demise. He always thought of just going in one direction, and if that failed, there was no coming back from it. So yeah, we can disagree, but he didn't save our club. He didn't save our club for a decade. For the first 2 years, he was bang average, benched by Anders Lindegaard. Not many people even remember his name that he played for us. In the next 3.5 season, 4 season, absolutely world class, best keeper in the world during that duration. 2018 to 2021, where in the end he was even dropped for United. He was absolutely the worst player on the pitch for 2.5 years. So we don't have to agree on everything. You have your own point of view. For he is not a savior for a decade. You need to just look at the timeline where he was good and where he was bad. So when he was good, he was absolutely best. When he was bad, he was absolutely worse. I am not gonna give hope. I'm not gonna give hope because I never had hope in the first place. The only hope I have is to get into top four. And I think we can get top four. I think we can get top four. Yeah, for me, Ole can definitely try a job outside Europe, just to get back into it. And if he doesn't want to, it's totally his choice. Everyone knows that, Anish bhai, everyone knows that. I'm just saying that people say that he saved United for a decade. It's not the case. It's not the case. Grealish is overrated by a very, very long margin. I think, I am so happy that we didn't go out for him and paid the amount that City paid. I never considered him as a 100 million player. Even in the summer when Villa was almost relegated and they got saved, I thought around 50 million was his ideal price. The second half, within 3 to 4 minutes, there was no extra time in the first half, so it's not gonna be a long time before the second half starts. Phew. But honestly speaking, I am regretting this stream. Not because of the, you know, but the quality of game that we are playing. He was captain because he De Gea was given captaincy just because he was the longest serving player on the pitch. And in 2019, De Gea had no reason. You know, De Gea at that point of time was the worst player on the pitch himself. Being worst player on the pitch, how can you criticize others? It's the same with Maguire. Imagine Maguire criticizing someone in 2022. So that's how it is with De Gea. And if he was criticizing people before 2018, makes sense. He was the world's best. Goes without saying. And I have said that before. At that point of time, he could save a fucking Titanic, as DT said. So good night, Amit bhai. I think majority of the United fans wanted Ole to succeed, including me, but he never wanted to change. He never wanted to change. Kept on playing the same players who was not performing. Didn't even tried a different combination. And here we are. He's not here anymore. Yeah, listen. I will keep up the stream. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I will keep up the stream. I think it's not professional. It's one thing that it's just because the game is boring, I don't want to finish it. In the previous games, I have done it at times, but I want to see this game through. And even though we are not joined by even 10 people, but that's how it is. You have used the right term. You have used the right term on each side. Overvalued player. First Neymar, Coutinho, Dembele, Griezmann, Maguire. You know, hopefully, Allison. Hopefully, anyone wins. Just want to see a good game. Italy in the last 4 to 5 minutes, they showed what they can do attackingly, but whether they can keep it up for the entire half, we will have to wait and watch. Maguire is priceless. All right, guys. Second half is going to be underway within a minute. We are back live, and hopefully, it's the Italians that's coming out on the pitch first. I don't see any change. All right, we are set to go. That was the moment. That was the moment, Haribai. We discussed in the beginning of the stream. I would love to see a Portugal versus Argentina in the knockouts. Definitely not the finals. Not the finals. At this point of time, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that this 45 minutes, something good happens. Something good happen. I think it's just one season for Grealish, so we might see a bit. Otherwise, next season he will definitely be there. Leicester, whoever got 85 million for Maguire from Leicester, that guy is a genius. Simple as that. Now, meanwhile, England with the ball, Ward-Prowse, Declan Rice, Grealish. भाई बारबी डॉल खेलेगी तब तो बुरा और अच्छा बोलेंगे ना. खेलेगी तब तो. आज के गेम में ही इज इनविजिबल. ही इज नॉट इवन ऑन द पिच. येलो कार्ड लेते वक्त दिखा था बस. एंड फॉर सिटी वी ऑल नो व्हाट ही हैज डन. Nothing. And obviously, when you play for City, no one cares whether you perform, whether you don't perform. When it's United, even if you miskick the ball, that could be a national headline. So that's the difference. Portugal, Switzerland. I didn't understand. I didn't understand, Madaka. What is the return time on a footballer? I didn't understand the question, Alison. Return time regarding what? Knightley on the attack. Pellegrini. So that was a bad shot. Very, very bad shot by Pessina. Yeah, it was Pessina. No, they are not. Portugal and Switzerland are not playing. They are. They will be playing tomorrow. In every group, I think they have to play each other two times. And now that's a yellow card again, and this time for an Italian defender. Yeah, it's Gatti who has been given the yellow card. He was holding. He was basically wrestling. Any player, I think 2 seasons, Allison for sure. For many people, even Sancho is a flop, and it makes no sense. You know, I think 2 seasons is a must. When a player changes a team, goes from a totally different team, you know, with Villa, he was the star man, everything revolved around Grealish. With City, is not even there, not even in the top five for City. So, whereas Harry Maguire hitting a brilliant six with a football from his area to over the keeper's head. In the meanwhile, Poland is leading by 2 goals to nil. Waiting to see who scored the second goal. First was scored by Matty Cash, Netherlands. That's a surprise. That's a surprise. That too against Poland. Same Poland who was thrashed 6-1 by Belgium few days back. And even Belgium playing against Wales, they have not managed to score. Wales in the recent years, they have been a very defensive side, solid side. They don't concede many goals. But a Klopp has a tendency to bring the best out of certain players. I really hope that Nunez flops, but it's going to be difficult, And now they are going to change their system. What Liverpool used to play with Mane going out, now they have Diaz. Now they will have an out and out striker. So let's see how that goes. Exactly, Allison. I have never said Maguire is a bad player. He just had a horrendous season. He's a good player, but he is not a United captain material. And I have said that before. It's not his fault that United went out and paid 85 million for him, 85 million, whatever it was. No, there are certain players, Ankit Bhai, which needs a bit more scouting before we can get him. Cheap is fine, but at this point of time, we need first team players first. Fratesi is not ready. Fratesi is not ready. We are all hoping that. We are all hoping that, Anish Bhai. 51 minutes on the clock. The game continues to disappoint. Aditya bhai, no idea kab tak. That's what I'm saying, Allison. He had a decent season. He was not a rock. He was good for Leicester. But obviously, at that point of time, we thought he would be a leader. And that's why we went out and gave him the captaincy and paid so much money for him. But Sterling, Sterling just did a Torres missed an open goal. Reece James, what a cross. There is absolutely no one. No one is marking Sterling and he has missed it. And the expression on Tammy Abraham's face shows everything. I don't even care about these interviews. Whether it's De Gea, whether it's Maguire, whether it's anyone. I was sick and tired of the interviews and the PR. Doing nothing, just coming out after the game. It is unrealistic. It's not going to happen, Anish bhai. Hopefully, Ankit bhai, you never know. But and we all know that once Klopp flops, if he is in trouble, he just decides to jump the ship. That's what happened with Dortmund. So let's see how that this time, how it goes this time. A bit of injury concern for Tammy Abraham, but yeah, he's back up on his feet. 53 minutes on the clock. Allison, our scouts have done their job. Our board members have totally disappointed them. Why that's a totally different standard. You know, Guardiola won the Premier League this season. If somehow, if not for that madness of 5 minutes, it could have been a trophyless season. You know, trophyless season for Guardiola. Samaka is having a horrendous day. It should have been done a lot, you know, long back, Allison. That's what happens when your team is just too good. The chances you miss is not, not remembered by a lot of people. But then look at how he's playing for England. Absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. LVG, and Sterling with a shot on target. While we were talking about LVG, no one gives a damn about LVG. Commercial club, everyone knows that, but he's just a pissed off old man. Simple as that. Pissed off old man. He was sacked and he still cannot digest it. Venkatesh bhai, there won't be many updates in the next 2 or 3 days. Not even 2 or 3 days. We will see much more of Frankie de Jong on the radar in the next 2 days, most probably. We want to get this signing done before 30th. Barcelona wants to get this signing done before 30th. It's 12th today. It's already 12 today. It's 1:30 a.m. in India. So it's 12th of June. And I expect this deal to be done by anywhere between 20 to 25. And that's a foul by Sterling, and that's a bad foul. Imagine Sterling captaining England. Oh my goodness. And it's exactly. That was a different system, Matata. That was a different system. When the moment England switches to back four, Maguire looks bang average. The moment England is playing with three at the back, it's absolutely great. And when it comes to Sterling, he was good, as you said, but he was not brilliant. Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Today, England has tried to go a bit offensive, and see, Maguire is not looking that settled. At times, he has been out of position and covered by Declan Rice, and that's a foul. That's a foul by Reece James, and he is not happy. No one is covering him. 57 minutes on the clock. It's absolutely dull. I thought, he might take a wage cut, but I don't see Antonio Conte going for Gareth Bale. Allison, he might goes to a club where the pressure won't be on him. So let's see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Ankit, I watch NBA. That season is going to get over as well in the next few days. I love kabaddi. F1 I tried, but I have not got a grip of it to be very honest. So badminton, tennis, these are the sports I really enjoy. Those individual sports. Whereas in the meanwhile, Rice foul. Rice with another foul. 58 minutes on the clock, and looks like we are going to see. few changes in the next few minutes. Italy will be happy with how they have progressed so far. I cannot go with you know F1, but NBA I have followed. It's not incoming. It's not incoming. For me, I still feel Boston. I predicted before the season Boston in six. So let's see. It might go. It might go to game seven. You know, half an hour on the clock. In the meanwhile, Germany game it still remains 1-1, and everything has changed in Poland versus Netherlands. It was 2-0, and within 5 minutes, Netherlands has scored two times. First by Klaassen, then by Dumfries. It's 2-all. 30 minutes to go, it's 2-all in that game. Golf, I never watched. I never watched golf. American football, I don't even want to watch. Even if someone is paying me to watch, I don't think I will watch. Grealish is just trying to do one thing throughout the game, that someone comes and kicks him in the back and he gets a foul. That's it. It's the final series that everyone expected, Allison, so far. Four games. Now Grealish is on the run, and that's a really good recovery. Brilliant recovery. And now Italy is on the attack. That's a brilliant touch by Skamaka, but he didn't have many options, and now it's Pessina. And now Pessina has been covered well by England's defense. Now it's Pellegrini. What a chance for Di Lorenzo. It has been given as a corner, but should have been a goal. Release for Sancho. You want? I didn't understand, Matata. Are you asking, do I want Grealish over Sancho at United? Allison, because of the game timings, it's a bit difficult. I tried watching few United games, but not been a regular. I won't take Grealish to be on the bench at United. Simple as that. Don't want a overhyped player. Grealish will never reach, and mark my words, will never reach the level of Sancho. Alright, so Locatelli is out now. The first moves made by the Italian manager. Locatelli going out. Nonto coming in. Number 11. We have Pellegrini going out and Esposito coming in. And as I said, all right, England is also making the substitutions. Kane is in. Calvin Phillips is in. Abraham is out. And Declan Rice is out. I don't want to comment. Seriously, I don't want to comment. Wh- what has he tried against Italy? What has he tried? He will be our marquee winger. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Twenty-three minutes in the go. Exactly. Manara, don't even compare Sancho and Grealish. We will compare when players are at the same level. And also look at the age difference between Sancho and Grealish. Absolutely, Alison. There is absolutely no doubt about that. Ward Prowse, long shot merchant. Another shot nowhere near the goal. And Bowen has done more than what Sterling and Grealish did for the first 67 minutes. You know, the, no, I think that's one of the reasons where Southgate is not able to get the best out of the players. Imagine Sterling and Grealish not doing anything, still staying on the pitch for the majority of the game. Bowen again. Bowen definitely looking very, very lively. DiMarco with a good block. Pradesi has been decent throughout. It's Kamaka was definitely disappointed. Now he has been fired. Maguire. Everyone's Kamaka is in trouble. Maguire bails him out with foul. Skamaka is having a bad day. We can definitely say that, but he looks powerful. He looks very very powerful. 21 minutes to go in this disastrous game, and then I'm off to sleep. International football's quality has gone down, and thankfully, since transfer market is on, we will always have something to talk about. We don't have to worry for international football. Would have been the World Cup that, in normal year, World Cup would have been started by now, or in 2 or 3 days. So, Alison, tomorrow is Sunday. I won't have work pressure as such. So, and as I said, I do the streaming because I love to talk about football with all of you. That's the first purpose. Whether I'm joined by 5 people or 40 people at times, doesn't matter. As I said, we have 20 minutes left in the game. But there's absolutely no doubt about that. Definitely whiskey. And it's why we are very very lucky that you are not watching the game. Honestly speaking, thanks a lot, Alison. Means a lot. 19 minutes to go, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. By very very hard question, Matata. Very very hard. It totally depends on the choice. Totally depends on the choice. 18 minutes to go in the game. In the other games, no progress as such. Sterling with a first show of aggression. Sterling made a cutback and he gave the ball to Italy players. Wow. And now it's Belgium who has scored. Tillemans has scored and they are leading. Why, that's what I'm saying, Anuj. Why everyone's personal choice. We will get the players. There is no way we are not going to get players. We will definitely get players, but we need to get it in a hurry. Guys, 16 minutes to go in this game, and it's still 0-0. The second half is even worse than the first half. No, it's even worse than the first half. So this football stream has turned into, alcohol stream. Favorites for everyone. Casina with a brilliant interception, and that's a very, very awful pass. Stroked into the hands of Ramsdale. Very, very strong. Very, very strong Matata. 15 minutes to go. The quality of word prowess when it comes to diagonal balls is absolutely exceptional. Every state has their own prices. I have friends in Mumbai. Obviously, it's very expensive over there. So that's definitely a surprise, Allison. That's definitely a surprise. 14 minutes to go, and we are going to see another change. So many young players been given chances. Now Raspadori is coming in. Skamaka is gone. Ankit, why every state has their different prices. And obviously in Bangalore and in Mumbai, it's very expensive when it compares. When you compare it to the prices of Kolkata or even in Delhi. So in the meanwhile, Saka is going to come in. 13 minutes. Can Saka get the winner for England? He is going to come on next. Most probably for Sterling or Grealish. Allison, I think they are just taking these games as practice games for the World Cups. So they are trying their combinations. Saka started in the previous game, so this game definitely, definitely Matata. That's a good tackle by Reece James, and he has given the ball away. But Harry Kane, and that's a brilliant by Pessina. Brilliant interception by Pessina. It's gonna stay there for a bit longer, Anish bhai. We all know that. Kane, Grealish to Kane, Sterling. That was good one too, but good defending as well. 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes. The moment the clock touches 2 o'clock in India, I'm gonna end the stream. Definitely, definitely. The game, the game is seriously outright disaster for a Saturday night. Oops. Nothing else to say, but other than oops. Because I don't understand how Maguire, Sterling, Grealish, these three guys keeps on starting for England. रीजन है तो बताओ यार पुलकित भाई. How come Maguire in a back four, back five में तो चलो खेल लेता है, we all know that. Maguire in a back four, Sterling and Grealish keeps on starting. Tomori is looking a class apart. Tomori is looking a class apart. He made a bold choice, went to Milan, won the Scudetto, and that's a bad foul. That's a really bad foul. भाई अब बायस करना है तो अलग की चीज है. बैक फाइव में टट्टी नहीं है, पूरी दुनिया को पता है. बट बैक फोर में तो भाई टोटली आउट ऑफ पोजीशन. और अभी देख लो, another mistake, yellow card for Ward Prowse, but mistake by the central defenders from England. 7 minutes to go, guys. Sorry, 8 minutes to go. चलो भाई जल्दी जल्दी खत्म करो. Literally wasted my Saturday night. Apart from talking to you guys, and I should have done it, in a better time rather than at midnight. So 7.5 minutes to go. Defensively, they have hold on really, really nicely lately. They had their chances, they could have won the game, but looks like it's going to be 0-0. All right, guys, 6 more minutes, and I will be switching off the stream. Exactly, Anish, but that's the thing. That's the thing. All right, guys, we are here for 5 more minutes. Then I will see you tomorrow. Just keep your notifications on so that you don't miss out on any stream. I'm literally counting down the minutes now. All right, guys. 4 more minutes, and then we will see each other tomorrow. Hopefully, something positive. Even if not, we will discuss a lot of things. As I said, transfer market is on. We always have a lot of things to talk about. Keep the notification on so that you don't miss out on anything. Madata is now getting naughty with Anish bhai. Anish bhai, थोड़ा बच के. We are going to see another change by Italy. Hello, guys. 2 more minutes, and then out for the night. And this is what the stream is all about. Even through a boring game, we find a way to talk a lot of other things. That's what it's all about. It's not gonna be football all the time. Matata, other matches, Germany and Hungary, it's still 1-1. I was just going to update the scores before I leave. Belgium is winning 1-0 against Wales. Netherlands, Poland 2-2. This game 0-0, and that's just it. Other games, Romania winning against Finland 1-0. Montenegro and Bosnia 1-1. Luxembourg winning 2-0. Oh, sorry, Luxembourg losing 2-0 against Turkey. So, alright, guys, this was it. Thanks a lot for joining the stream tonight. As I said, keep your notifications on so that you don't miss out on any stream, in the upcoming days. And with this, I will be calling it a night. And I always thank you, whether we are 5 or 50, I have always said that you are all appreciated. So have a good Saturday night. It's already very, very late, but whatever left of it. So good night, stay safe, take care, and have a great time with your family. Good night, guys.